And we are live. Welcome everybody to another episode of You Know What? Let me just say podcast. I am your host, Ray. With me as always, we have Fada.
My champion is gonna win tomorrow night.
And we also have Dion.
What's happening? Today's been a day.
Gentlemen, how we doing tonight?
I'm good.
Feeling good, feeling great. Um Before we I guess even though one person is not here that I wanted to be here, which is Q. I gave him the invite, but he'll be here. But let's go on these WrestleMania predictions. By the way, shout outs to Dion for getting Raquel Gonzalez beating Io Shirai.
I told you.
But all right, here we go. As just like NXT, WrestleMania is 2 nights. So let's start with the predictions. Night one. Natalia and Tamina versus Naomi and Lana versus Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke versus Riot Squad. Tag team turmoil match. Winner receives the title shot on night two. Who do y'all got?
Natalia and Tamina.
I got the Riot Squad.
They're not winning.
Are you serious? I haven't seen him on TV in a minute. I'm gonna also go with Natalia and Tamina.
Yeah, they're definitely taking
How
that.
long? How
I
long
don't
has it
think
been?
Tamina has ever won a title except for the 24/7 title. I feel like they got to give her something.
I feel that's what I was about to say. How long? How long has it been since Tamina's won a match, let alone has had a title? They're not. They're not going to give her a championship.
They're gonna give her. I think they're gonna give her a championship.
Yo,
She's
Teaming
been
with Natalia. They're giving her a championship.
all right, if you say so.
all right, all right. I'm gonna also go with Natalia and Tamina because I've been seeing them more on TV than the Riot Squad, and I don't even know. I don't even know what they're doing, Manny Rose and Dana Brooke. But so the next the next match is the Raw Tag Team Championships but with the New Day and AJ versus AJ Styles and Omos.
AJ and Omos.
Damn it, Dion.
Sorry.
Gentlemen, who do you have in this? AJ, obviously Dion has AJ and Omos. Father, what about you?
I'm thinking about it, and I feel like it could go either way. Honestly,
What are they going to do to Omos? Explain that one to me.
what?
What are they going to do with Omos? They can't seem to do nothing to hurt this man.
I think New Day is gonna retain. Actually, now I think about it, because they have the momentum. They have the momentum. Almost like he's like the wild card. He's the one they gotta watch, but they can get past AJ Styles, and I think that's exactly what's about to happen. I don't really think Omos is gonna win that tag title. I could be wrong, but I don't think he's gonna win.
Dion, how do you chop down a tree?
Hit it until it fucking falls over.
Where?
At the base.
Thank you, and that's how they're going to take down Omos. So I'm also going New Day. They just got the belts. I don't see them losing it to AJ Styles and Omos.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next match we have to talk about is Seth Rollins versus Cesaro. Dion, who you got?
That's a hard one. I want to say Cesaro just because I feel like they're trying to build Cesaro.
Again?
They need to do something with him because he's been doing the tag team thing for too long. I feel like this is going to be the start of like a push for Cesaro.
What about you, Father?
I'm going Cesaro. I think it's his time.
I'm gonna go Seth Rollins just because I still don't think that WWE is gonna put Cesaro, no matter how great of a wrestler he is and how much of technical savvy, and he's even good on the mic. I even think he's good on the mic. For some reason, I just don't see him pushing Cesaro that much. And like, if Paul Heyman couldn't get him over, which is not Paul Heyman's fault, I don't really see this happen. So I'm going with Seth Rollins.
I'm gonna disagree with you because Paul Heyman did make Cesaro go over. Cesaro section?
You think that was part of Paul Heyman?
I mean, yeah. Paul Heyman knows talent when he see it.
He's part of the reason.
I will give you
Bianca's getting her push.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. But next match is Shane McMahon versus Braun Strowman in a steel cage match.
Braun Strowman, but I do want Shane McMahon to jump off something. That's all I want. Io Shirai jumped off something. I want Shane McMahon to jump off something too. I don't care what it is. It could be off the top rope. I mean, it could be like off a ladder. It could be off the fucking stage. It could be off the fucking rafters all the way at the top of the stadium. He's going to jump somewhere, and I just want to see where he's going to jump at. And I want to see a coast to coast.
I'm with Wallace on this one.
Yeah, I'm going to also go Braun Strowman. And I'm going to also agree with Wallace that I want Shane McMahon to jump off something.
That's how we're going to lose the match. Shane McMahon.
The next match is Bad Bunny and Damian Priest versus The Miz and John Morrison. Gentlemen.
Hold on. Let him finish the question.
He did.
Shit.
What?
No, because my girl already trying to answer the question. I'm like, well, let him finish. And I just stopped. Like, wait, is that how I sound?
Yes.
I thought that thing would be a match.
That should have just been 1-on-1 between Damian Priest and Miz, but that's just me.
Why?
But then
I'd rather them have a tag team. Rather than it be a tag team.
I got nothing against Bad Bunny, like being there.
That's why I'd rather it be a tag team.
Hold on. I just feel like if you're gonna push Damian Priest, like push Damian Priest. Having Bad Bunny there, having a celebrity involved in the match kind of takes away from, what could have been a potential thing for Damian Priest.
That I disagree with that 100%.
I do too.
I 100% disagree with that. As a matter of fact, Bad Bunny doesn't even have the spotlight on him. He only made the song with Booker T. They included him in because he genuinely likes WWE. But Damian Priest has always been on fire.
There's Q.
Q Reese got done into the building. How we doing, Q?
How are y'all doing today? Today is a very, very, very gloomy day today.
Well, we gonna talk about that at some point, I'm sure. But we talking wrestling right this second. I know what you're referring to, and not to take over the show, but it's like I really want to say that for last.
I'm just saying. But let's go ahead and get on to the show, man.
All right, since you're here, and we'll just do a quick run through. Who do you got in the tag team turmoil between Natalya and Tamina, Naomi and Lana, Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke, Riot Squad? Who you got?
I don't know. I really don't. I don't know. I don't know what Vince is going to do with this one.
All right, what's the next match?
Let's see.
Okay, all right. New Day versus...
come back to me on that one.
Okay, New Day versus AJ Styles and Owens.
Oh, really? AJ Styles is going to win. They're going to cheat, of course.
Okay, Seth Rollins versus Cesaro.
I'm hoping Cesaro beats him, but the Monday Night Messiah will win again.
He ain't on Monday nights no more though.
I like the Monday Night Messiah.
Shane McMahon versus Braun Strowman in the steel cage.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I'm reading.
I know. I'm just like, are you serious? Okay. It's gonna be funny, and I think some way somehow Shane might win.
Okay, Bad Bunny and Damian Priest versus The Miz and John Morrison. This is where we left off at.
All right. That is intriguing. I don't know. The Miz and John Morrison. I don't know. Something about that. I feel like they're gonna pull that one off, but I wouldn't be surprised if they lost.
I'm going with Bad Bunny and Damian Priest.
Yeah, that's why I just said I wouldn't be surprised if they lost, but I just, Damian Priest reminds me of John Morrison a little bit, but other than that, like, yeah, I don't know. I really don't know, but yeah, that's gonna be a good match.
And speaking of why we here, Sasha Banks, SmackDown Women's Champion, versus the EST of WWE, Bianca Belair. Gentlemen,
what's up, Wallace? How you doing?
It's gonna be Bianca Belair was PINNED by the BOSS.
Hey, let me tell you something. And the new.
You see, he had to laugh because that's a joke. That's funny.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
I'm not picking sides in that one.
It's okay.
The new.
And still.
We gonna see.
Between Sasha and Bianca, I refuse to pick sides.
You're gonna have to pick a side, nigga.
Nope.
Hey. I'm gonna tell you.
I'm on the side of history. That's whose side I'm on.
Hey,
and this is a historical class match. I'm not picking sides on this one. Regardless of who wins, the culture wins. Regardless of who wins, black wrestlers win. Black wrestling fans win. I don't give a fuck who wins this match. I just want these two women to get in the ring and put on a motherfucking show. That's all the fuck I want.
Somebody put a kufi on Dion.
Somebody put a kufi on Dion.
It's always him.
It's always him. I'm thinking of black wrestlers matter.
Look, all respect. This is.
I've been saying this fucking December, and I'm not going to stop saying it. 2021. This is the year of black wrestlers.
That's cool, but look, we are still fans, and my money is on the young gun. I'm going with the young bones. The athletic one.
Black wrestlers matter, but Sasha Banks is going to be at the top at the end of the day. So as long as we acknowledge that, that's fine.
The new is
still
here.
SmackDown Women's Champion, the boss, the blueprint, Sasha.
The new SmackDown Women's Champion.
Night 2, Ray. Night 2.
Well, I don't even think that's the main event because I think the main event is Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre.
Well, it's the main event for night 1. They confirmed it.
Oh, okay. So, who y'all got between generic black guy number Bobby Lashley versus
Come on, man. Drew.
You going with Drew?
Yes. Bobby.
No, I'm going with Bobby Lashley. I'm going Bobby.
I want to go Bobby Lashley. I really want Bobby Lashley to retain, but I think Drew's going to beat him.
I'm going Drew. His push is not good.
But I want Wallace to beat him, though. But I do want Bobby Lashley to win. In my heart. It's one of those.
I'm going Bobby. Dion, what about you?
I want Bobby to win for the culture, but I kind of want Drew to win just out of principle, just because I don't like the way he lost the title to Miz to begin with.
Thank you.
It's a money in the bank. What do you expect? It's
the thing that got me is the fact that he had Bobby Lashley do his dirty work. That's the only part of it that got me.
Hey man, he was champion.
But
it worked.
But it's definitely the
besides the point.
That is him work. What do you mean?
Besides the point. I mean,
technically he lost fair and square.
Miz does dirty work for free.
That wasn't dirty at all. That was fair and square.
No, the match was over. Miz does stuff like that for free. He enjoys stuff like that.
Yeah, the match was over.
Regardless, though, if I gotta pick a winner for that one, I'm gonna go with Lashley.
All right.
I'm sorry. Don't judge me. The reason I don't want Lashley to win is just purely off of MVP. I just can't stand him. I'm sorry. Just call me what you want, Bobby. If you didn't have MVP, I would probably root for you, but because you got him behind you, and then I had
What's wrong
to see.
with? So you don't want Lashley to win just because you don't like MVP?
I had to see Drew McIntyre imitate the MVP move. Like it's bad enough he does it, and then when you got somebody else do it, like I don't like you more MVP. Like seriously.
Hold on. But then, what's your beef with MVP?
I've never liked him. I've always thought his character was cheesy. I thought he was a terrible wrestler. I thought he was a terrible act. I mean, it was just he's terrible, man. I can't stand him.
Damn.
Like he's more he's like he is like how people treat D'Lo Brown is how they should treat MVP to me.
I mean,
Because D'Lo Brown had potential. He
see, the reason you say that is the reason you say that is funny to me personally is just because I was always kind of neutral on D'Lo Brown. I didn't like him. I didn't dislike him. I just thought he's all right. He's just there, and that's how I feel about MVP. Also, I don't like him. I don't dislike him. To me, he's just there.
Ray knows that people generally make jokes at D'Lo Brown.
I like D'Lo Brown too, but
I love D'Lo Brown. I don't care what anybody says. You messing with the real deal now.
all right, and on tonight too. Night 2 was starting with the United States Championship. Matt Riddle versus Sheamus.
I feel like Sheamus is going to win that.
Hey, the only way Sheamus is going to win is Matt Riddle wears shoes.
Yeah, I got Matt Riddle.
Really? That's how you feel?
Yeah, I think I got Matt Riddle beating him.
Yeah, I got Matt Riddle.
Also have Riddle.
Damn.
So, I love Sheamus, but yeah, I got Riddle. So we got the women's tag team championship match: Nia Jackson, Shayna Baszler versus whoever y'all had winning. So
get that shit.
We don't know.
Whoever they're going to retain anyway. I feel like whoever it is, like Nia and Shayna are going to retain.
I'm about to say it doesn't even matter who wins.
I got Tamina and Natalia. I'm not gonna lie to y'all.
You got them beating them?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
I mean, Tamina almost beat Nia Jax tonight, so
yeah, I can take that.
So I think they might do it.
I could take that. You know, I could take that.
Here's a match that I'm not really looking forward to because I've seen them fight all the fucking time. Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn with Logan Paul.
Oh my God. Why? Okay.
Kevin Owens.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't
even want to talk about that one.
Just pick a winner. Just pick a winner.
Personally, this I think Sami Zayn is going to win, but I think Kevin Owens is going to beat him to death until, like, I think he's going to spend a lot of time beating on him before Sami Zayn comes out with the win.
It's going to look like a hockey fight throughout that whole time.
Yeah,
of course it's going to be a hockey fight. They both Canadian.
Yeah, basically. Good job.
I also have KO. So next one is the Intercontinental Championship with Big E versus Apollo Crews, the Nigerian Drum. Is that his nickname?
No, it's called a Nigerian Drum fight. That's what type of match it's going to be.
Yeah, it's a Nigerian drum fight. I don't know what the fuck that's supposed to mean, but I'm going to just go big with Big E.
Hey, Wallace, we apologize.
I'm not Nigerian, so I'm not offended.
It's just either way. I just feel like you're offended.
Because either way, I'm still fucking associated with them. You know, that's the only country everybody ever wants to acknowledge in Africa. Are you Nigerian? Oh yeah. Fucking hell.
I'm so confused by this match.
Hey, no.
I feel bad for laughing at that. I'm sorry. I feel bad for laughing at that, but then that was funny.
Wallace is laughing at it, so I don't feel bad for y'all.
Yeah, it's just that's how it is, bro. But it's okay, you know.
You're from Ghana, not I'm about to say just
Okay, so if I gotta pick a winner between Big E and Apollo Crews in that scenario, I feel like they're finally going to give that Intercontinental title to Apollo Crews.
Yeah, I'm about to say. I think I'm gonna go with the two sweatband man.
I mean, if he wins, I won't be mad though, because big up Africa. But I don't know. I think I got Big E. I feel like he really, really, really wants to fuck that nigga up. So we gonna see.
Oh yeah, especially with the I gotta break you. I'm going with Big E.
Oh, that I got an interview promo was epic.
I gotta go biblical.
Yes, that was easily Big E's best promo ever.
I wouldn't say his best
Between
promo
that and going to work on Sami Zayn's butt.
Okay, the next match is The Fiend, Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton.
Fiend.
Yeah, Fiend. I'm just gonna watch for the entertainment, honestly. That's gonna be entertaining.
I'm also going. And Q, are you running the? Are you running the? We running the table? Are we running the table with the Fiend?
Nah, I don't think. I'm thinking about it. WrestleMania, Randy Orton. Yeah, the Fiend's going.
All right.
I'm sorry. I had to think about. I had to think about. See, you got to think about Randy, who he's fighting, when he's fighting, and the backstory behind it. The Fiend just came back, so yeah, Fiend's gonna beat him.
What's this like? They third time on WrestleMania? Because I know.
I think
Second time appearing as the Fiend, I believe.
It's their second full match, but it's their third time actually like encountering at WrestleMania, I believe.
Oh, I know they fought at WrestleMania, but I remember them WrestleMania 12. I know one of them had the worms. It's the trajectory and the worms. That's the one I remember.
Yeah, that was like 3 years ago. That was like 3-4 years ago.
Yeah. So, all right, the next match is Asuka versus Rhea Ripley for the Raw Women's Championship. Who do y'all have?
I want Rhea Ripley to win.
Q, what about you?
Oh, let's see. Hi. Am I going to take Rhea Ripley this time?
I'm not.
No.
Nah, I'm going Asuka.
I'm about to say
She needs to redeem herself for what happened between her and Charlotte last year.
Yeah, I would never forget. I would never forgive her for that one. But cool.
She needs to redeem herself.
I would never forget.
Also, it's about time for Asuka to drop that belt. Anyway, she done spanked everybody. There's nothing left for Asuka to do with that belt.
Okay, and so she gonna keep spanking because she's gonna keep that damn title.
I'm about to say, what are you talking about? That don't mean nothing. When has that stopped Vince from keeping the champion?
I was about to say, since when does winning become boring?
I was about to say, he let Brock win for like 10 years.
He let John Cena win for 20.
Hey, thank you. Thank you.
And Hulk Hogan for 30.
Boy, hey, Triple H is still winning behind the scenes, so we can't talk about it.
Yeah, Triple H is still having his night of terror.
Reign of terror. We'll see. We'll see. I think that's Ripley's match, though. I think Ripley got that.
It better not be her match. I'm gonna be mad.
You always mad about something, though. So
nah, because you just walk in a Raw, you got a title match at WrestleMania, you better lose, nigga.
I don't like that either. Didn't like that for Shayna Baszler, and I don't like that for
Wait, but this.
I mean, she ain't gonna walk in there, motherfucker. Shayna won a whole elimination chamber match, and I mean a whole elimination chamber match. Hell, at the end of that elimination chamber, she whooped Asuka. The fuck?
Hey, isn't this her like second WrestleMania? Like
Rhea Ripley? Yeah,
WrestleMania.
Yeah. The first and the last WrestleMania she was at, she got her ass kicked by Charlotte for the NXT title.
Damn, she ain't really got an ass kick. She just lost. Debatably,
yeah, she just lost. It wasn't an ass kicking, but
I'm saying
it was bad. Never mind. I'm sorry.
Charlotte, you got your ass kicked. Anyway,
love you, baby. love you, Charlotte. I'm sorry. I ain't mean to disrespect you like that.
Either look. Okay, and the last match is Roman Reigns versus Edge versus Daniel Bryan for the Universal Championship.
Oh,
I got Roman.
Get on with it already.
The big dog. Oh, I'm sorry, the tribal chief. This is tribal chief.
The head of the table.
The head of the table.
I
So
got
I'm going Edge because I think they're just going to give it an Edge.
This is the one time I would be mad if they gave that title to Edge.
Why?
Okay, so I have a 3-part answer to this match.
Oh God. Oh, God.
Here's the thing.
I'm mad. Everybody said the same thing.
Okay,
Can you make it
listen.
short?
Everybody said, "Oh God."
Now, I want Edge to win. I believe Roman Reigns is going to win. I'm going to be pissed if they give it to Daniel Bryan.
Why?
I feel like they had no reason to include him in this story. Not to mention, you're going to repeat what the fuck happened 6 years ago.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Really, nigga?
Yes.
Come on.
Yes.
Come on. No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
That's when I'm gonna look at WWE and I'm gonna be like, do better.
I will. No.
I'm gonna be honest. If they give it to Edge, I'm gonna look at the WWE like, hey, y'all really gotta do better.
All right. So here's the thing, right? At first, I wasn't with Daniel Bryan in the being in the match, but that promo he did tonight, I think he's really revitalized his place in that match. He proved why he wants to be there. So all I know is it's gonna be a good match. The three of them are gonna be a good ass match.
I missed that promo, so I might have to catch that another time.
No, it was a beautiful promo. Daniel Bryan made a beautiful promo. All three of them did their thing tonight when it came to the promos.
I came in late, so I only heard Rangers shit.
Damn.
I feel like we've seen this already. Only difference is it wasn't a triple threat match.
Yeah, with Batista and Randy Orton.
Thank you.
Like I said, you gonna repeat what happened 6 years ago?
Yes.
No.
Don't get me wrong. Like I said, I got Edge because I don't know. I just feel like him with the belt. I don't know. Reigns did his thing though, but I just think they might give it to Edge. I don't know. That's just me. And I'm not gonna lie. Looking at this card now, except for the damn Bad Bunny match, this card actually looks very, very good. So, any last words before we move on to our next topic?
And still,
and the new.
Q.
Sir.
This ain't on topic, but this is the one that the only person I can know got the answers to. Yo, did Cassidy beat Hitman Holla?
What?
Did Cassidy beat Hitman Holla?
This is not one of those you have a debatable with him, you lost. No, this is not that.
Did you see the match? Because I haven't seen it.
I've seen it.
Oh, you've seen it? Because everybody's telling me Cassidy beat Hitman.
They're being biased. Stop listening to people, man. Look, Cassidy did good in the first round, just like he did with Goods. Second round was Hitman was light until the third round. First round he did his thing. Second round was always everybody knows Hitman second round is always light. But his third round he talked to him like he was supposed to, and came out, did his thing, and that was it. Whoever said Cassidy won, kill yourself. You're stupid and you don't know battle rap. Like seriously, like okay, Cassidy finally showed up and finally did something. Why you? I just don't understand it. I hate the biasness from people.
You call it bias? All right.
Yeah, I hate bias. I hate biased Cassidy fans who think because he had a decent battle or because he has no respect for the culture, bro. And he thinks that his no.
He is God's gift to battle rap. That's what he said.
You know what God's gift to battle rap was?
The Saga. Nah. But nah.
You know God's gift to battle rap was? Time limits.
Who you said?
Time limits.
Oh.
Nah.
That was his gift because some people need to stop rapping.
Okay, what you think about that Ultimate Madness card?
Battle I want to see is Matt Hoffman versus Gishi.
Oh, that's a super fight card. I'm talking about the Ultimate Madness card. You seen that?
Oh. No, I haven't seen the whole thing.
Oh, they got Twerk versus Casey J. So I was wondering.
Hey, Casey J forehead is big as shit. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Like her
Nah, she
head,
do got big. She cute as hell, but she got
yeah,
a big
she just got a big ass.
forehead.
Like she looked like she was a badass kid. Like you could look at her and be like, yeah, you was bad as shit. Like your ponytail was pet all the way back, head big as shit, shiny. You was the kid out. She's probably the kid that asked for people's phones and shit. You got some games on your phone. But, oh, Twerk is going 2-1 her. I ain't even say
It's a tournament, so I'm not gonna go. We'll go through the card some other time, but
yeah.
All right, let's get to the bad. I mean, let's get to the next topic. And speaking of bad baby, and you saying nice things,
I'm not saying nothing nice, Ray. I don't know what you're talking about.
all right, I was all right. Just
Azalea Banks will be the topic of discussion next week.
anyway, bad baby. In spite of turning 18, she did an OnlyFans and made $1 million in like 6 hours. And a lot of people are not really with it, and some people look at this as just some type of grooming. So, gentlemen, how do you feel about bad baby at 18 getting $1 million in 6 hours? And do you consider this grooming?
Yeah.
Anybody can go. Whoever want to go.
Because of the person involved, I don't care.
Mm-hmm. She got money. Hey, shout out to her.
Is that?
Personally, she's 18. I mean, like, what more can you say? For real.
I mean, there's a lot of people that look at this like they discuss this. She's 18. It seems like some people think you should be 21 to work as a sex worker and all that other stuff. You know,
No,
there's
because you
a
can
lot of
still.
people think like I'm pro sex work, but they don't like the fact of this. But there are also sex workers that don't like this because it's taking money from them.
That's all it is. The younger, the better. That's how some people look. It's like a strip club. When you turn 18, you can work in a strip club. So what's the difference?
Dia, what you say you don't care, right?
Simply because of the person in question, I don't care.
So if this wasn't bad, baby, would you care, or would you even consider this grooming?
I haven't necessarily. Okay, you're making me have to talk about this. I don't
Ha,
know.
good job,
You
Ray.
don't have to mention bad baby. I'm just saying, like her being because a lot of
I
people
wouldn't call it
that turn
grooming.
18.
I wouldn't call it grooming. I mean, you got. I mean, you got motherfuckers who's 15, 16, all the way out here in these streets selling ass. So you know, I don't know if it could be called a grooming thing or it's just one of those because of the person involved and because of this topic of OnlyFans or whatever. It's just I don't care. I don't care enough to answer this question.
Okay, Father, what about you?
So I think that, they have a right to say that, oh, this is grooming and, they don't like this shit because, everybody has their personal opinions about it. But in the United States of America, 18 is the legal age. That is the age where you're considered an adult. So I think this is one of those moments where it's a paradigm shift happening because, prior to 2010, like if this shit came out and this shit happened, no one would give a fuck. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Because they've been 18-year-olds that have been doing porn. We've been watching 18-year-olds do porn for like fucking years. You know what I'm saying? That was an open thing. Everybody knew that shit. Soon as girls turn 18, they get into porn. Some girls even did it at 17. But the only thing was that the companies and productions, they never really got caught until it was like exposed. Or less if they
Amber
exposed.
Rose was stripping at 16.
Yeah, Amber Rose was stripping at 16, and look at where she's at now. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that I'm justifying it, but it rewards, it sells. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you can get mad at the fact that Bad Baby turned 18 and all these dudes are subscribing to them. That's completely fine. But at the very end of the day, look at the result. She's she made $1 million in a ludicrous short amount of time. You know what I'm saying? So whether they want to call it pedophilia, which it's not pedophilia because she's not a child. You know what I'm saying? She's technically an adult according to the law. But if you want to take that out of, if you want to, even if you want to take like the law out of it and just say she's 18, she's too young to be doing this, well then tell all the other 18-year-olds that have OnlyFans that do porn, tell all of them that, and then see what reaction they're gonna give you because they are technically adults and they're gonna tell you this is what the fuck I want to do. So again, it's a paradigm shift. So I think that now that this is just starting to become the conversation, a lot of people aren't going to take it seriously unless some time goes by. So when it comes to that, I'm just looking at it objectively. I'm not really for it. I'm not against it either. But I've never really been, on that type of shit anyway. So hey, stay mad, I guess.
The only thing this proves, in my opinion, when it comes to this whole thing, simping is at an all-time high.
I mean, I was like, people been paying for sex for like the longest. I mean, what?
Who the fuck
People
is
in
this?
Dubai fly out. People like princes in Dubai fly out Instagram models just to defecate on them. So, is it like, is it the stepping or like, is it the bag?
I don't
Like,
know.
Let me get with the calling.
is this Tony? Tony, did you? Hello. But anyway, like I've always said, OnlyFans is the new strip club. I feel like if she wasn't famous and like, she'd probably be doing some stripping shit, or I don't want to say porn, but like she's always had a bad attitude, or like she came on like being this bad teen and being an out of control teen. So I'm not surprised she's doing this. But like Father said, it's just like 18. You are a legal aged adult. You could do whatever you want. And the thing about this, I don't really consider this grooming because she doesn't really need the money. She's got money off of endorsements and other stuff, and she's got plaques and billboards, and like she makes money other ways. I think she just knew that I think she just knew that if I'd have done this, she would have made so much money, and it obviously shows. She made $1 million in 6 hours. She made $1 million in 6 hours. So it's just like some people just like watching teens and shit. I don't know. I like older women, so but that's just me. But I mean, other people got their fetishes as long as it's not harming nobody, and and I understand people try to look out for the safety, but what is it? Well, what do you do when someone really wants to do it? Like there are people that I'm not going to call nobody like plus the holes and all that other stuff, but there are people that that really do love sex, so they go into the porn. They'll do it as soon as they get out of soon as they get out of high school or something like that. There's people that want to serve their country, and they go out. Some people go to military at 17 and shit. Is that any different?
Nope.
Right, so basically, that's how I see it. Any last words before we move on to our next topic?
Man, she grown. She 18. Leave her alone.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Hey, she getting that money.
Yeah, get your money back, baby. Hey, that was one nice thing you said.
Shut up.
Man, leave that shit alone till after WrestleMania.
I'm sorry. I'm with Father. I'm going with Sasha.
Hey, you know what, Ray?
Hey, speaking of wrestling, we never talked about Stand and Deliver.
What you think about? Okay, go ahead. What you think about Stand and Deliver?
Man, that shit was bomb. I'm not even gonna lie.
Was what?
That shit was bomb. That shit was good.
Oh, I didn't hear you well.
Nigga,
What was your favorite match?
easily O'Reilly and Cole.
Yeah.
That was you couldn't have given a better finale than that.
Hey, it's a little quiet. It's a little quiet.
I mean, he the one that wanted to bring it up, so I was hoping he had more than to say. But that shit was bomb as hell.
But also, shout out to my boo Raquel Gonzalez. Shout out to my man Karrion Kross.
Okay.
Also, shout out to Santos Escobar.
Oh yes,
I told y'all about Escobar, man. The nigga got a drug dealer name. Of course he's gonna win.
He got a drug dealer's name.
He got a drug dealer name. Okay. Any last words about NXT Stand and Deliver, Dion?
Man, who gonna stop Raquel Gonzalez? That's all I want to know. Who gonna stop Raquel Gonzalez?
Mercedes Martinez.
All right.
As soon as they bring her back, I don't know. All right. This I believe, Father, you wanted to talk about this. It was about, how sometimes that now correct me if I'm wrong, like is that you showed me this tweet about how this black woman, she thought that this dude was fine, but she sort of kind of like stopped herself because thinking that he might not even like black women. I'll let you take the lead on that.
Yeah, so basically it was a girl video, a TikTok about how she saw this handsome man and she felt like she had this like, thing where she felt like he didn't like black women. And that basically came from the fact that, when, she was growing up and shit like that, she used to see a lot of black boys and, a lot of younger black men, shit on black women and, go for other races of women. And I understand what she means because a lot of black women actually do think like that. They really do be feeling like black men don't be fucking with black women like that because of, how it's like, and we talked about this before on this podcast, how you have niggas that'll big up other races of women and they trash, black women and shit like that. So I understood where she came from. But at the same time, that's a very heavy weight to hold. You know what I'm saying? That's a very heavy weight to hold. And I feel like it needs to be unpacked so it's not like weighing her down. You know what I'm saying? Because that type of mentality is harmful. Your own race of people don't like you. You're gonna like that's gonna fuck you up. That's gonna mess you up. And the fact that she even had to think like that, and this man is minding his business, like absolutely nothing to do with anything that she concluded in her mind. It's not a good thing. It's not a healthy thing. And I've been reading like tweets and comments about it, and people have been talking about it on the timeline. And it seems like it's a back and forth type of thing, but it's a thing where this is an experience and it's not really to be debated. You know what I'm saying? You can't really debate an experience. All you can really do is just ensure to other people that, hey, we hear you, and okay, if this thing happens, then let's be part of the solution to solve it. So basically, what I said in regards to the whole situation was that, like, there are those of us who do not play when it comes to our women. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of black men that actually do not play when it comes to black women. We stay uplifting them. We stay making sure that, the black women in our lives are good. We always try to make sure that we uplift black women as anywhere as we can. But it's very difficult because we're overlooked. You know what I'm saying? They like to pay attention to the undesirables and the black men that like to generalize and the black men that like to talk shit. They get more of the spotlight than the brothers that actually try to uplift and act and try to lead by example and shit like that. So it just seems like we're always not loud enough. And then when it comes to certain shit that, you know, plays into a certain type of narrative that either is negative towards black men or highlights something that black women have been going through, that gets highlighted more than, you know, black love or, you know, a black man spoiling a black woman and shit like that. It seems like there's a preference for one type of narrative over the other. And when we try to reverse that narrative, or when we're trying to show examples of people that, you know, don't subscribe to that type of narrative at all, then all of a sudden it's performative. All of a sudden it's, oh, you know, this is the bare minimum. That's what you're supposed to do. And my problem with labeling it the bare minimum is that what you tend to do is you tend to undermine that type of example. You know what I'm saying? So if you're calling it bare minimum, then, you know, there's a stigma attached to that. Not saying that it's a bad thing to call it bare minimum, because, you know, taking care of your kids is bare minimum. You're supposed to take care of your kids, but there's a stigma with that statement. You know what I'm saying? It makes it seem like it's undermining the action in itself. Where if you're trying to reverse something, then that example needs to be shown in a default way. Like, this needs to be the default. This needs to be the standard. So you can't say that it's bare minimum. Otherwise, the stigma that's attached to it, because you know how people are. People are fickle. People will fucking take shit and run with it. People will purposefully misinterpret the shit that you're saying. And it happens all the motherfucking time. And it happened with this conversation too, because there was plenty of niggas going like, "Oh well, she tripping. Like, why didn't she just talk to the nigga and shit like that?" And I'm like, it's not about that. You know what I'm saying? While I do think she needs to unpack that shit, she also said that shit because she's experienced some shit. And if there's plenty of women that have experienced the same thing, then that's not something you can really dismiss. Hence why you need to have that conversation. But yet again, it's a conversation we can't have on social media because we got way too many undesirables that don't think, that don't have any thinking comprehension, that don't have any critical thinking skills. They're not looking to have a conversation to implement solutions. All they want to do is make black women feel more shitty for the way they feel and what they experience. And that doesn't fix anything. So yeah, to end it, it's just, this is one of those things where like you kind of have to bite your tongue and, you know, let the sisters speak on their experiences. And, you know, you can't let it be about you, because the moment you make it about you, you miss the point. And when you miss the point, nothing gets solved. And we've seen that with a whole bunch of other topics and discussions that we try to have on social media, or we try to have on other spaces and different types of platforms. But too many of the wrong niggas speak up, and not too many of the brothers that are actually trying to uplift black women are speaking up to say, hey, yo, like, you know, this is their experience. Oh, like, let's just hold that, and then let's come up with solutions so, you know, less black women feel like this, because that's what it's supposed to be at the end of the day. So, but, you know, peace and blessings to that sister, but you do need to unpack that.
Anybody else want to take over?
On the subject of homegirl actually, you know, unpacking that and getting that out of her system, I feel like that's more reason why like this type of shit needs to be talked about on a grand scale. You know, like, I get what you're saying about how people, if you bring this up on social media or whatever the case may be, you know, like, people are just gonna throw dirt, throw salt or whatever on the whole thing. But at the same time, number one, this sets the stage for us to check these types of cats. You know, these motherfuckers who say, "Oh, I don't date black women because this, that, and the third." You know what I'm saying? You know, something needs to be done and said, for example, about the motherfuckers who, "Oh, I'm not going to date, I don't date black women no more because, oh, they always have attitudes and this, that, and the third." But then these are the same bitch ass niggas that turn around, see a white woman who act the same way and be like, "Oh, she feisty, I like her." Like, you piece of shit. You know, it's shit like that needs to be corrected. You know what I'm saying? There's this is one of those subjects where, yeah, it's several moving parts to this shit. You know, and then this another another thing is women who do this shit too. Oh, she don't, she don't talk to niggas. She only deal with white boys or whatever the case. We seen them too. It's just all of this basically the subject of like racial discrimination in the dating world in general needs to be addressed. On both sides. Um, this I'm trying to find the words to bring this together, just because like I've seen this on both sides. The girls who talk to white boys or whatever. Think Todd or whatever the fuck is gonna treat you better than Jerome or whatever case may be. Or oh I've spoken before about the motherfucking, especially pro athletes and shit who primarily date white women. They talk all this shit about black women and shit. It's just something that needs to be fixed. It needs to be talked about on a grand scale. That's the one thing, like, I have to say, Father, I disagree with you on, like, as far as why it doesn't get brought up on social media, why it doesn't get talked about on social media. Like, that's a bad thing. This needs to be talked about on a larger scale.
Nah, I disagree. I don't think it, not that it, and I don't disagree that it needs to be talked about in a larger scale. But if you talk about it in a larger scale, you are going to have undesirables in your fucking conversation, and nothing gets solved. And it's happened throughout all the years social media has been a thing. What conversation has social media solved? Which one?
I see your point, but then it's it's not necessarily about social media itself. All it is just a medium. It's the people. It's the people.
And I understand that, but when you have that on a grand scale, it undermines the conversation because, again, people focus on the undesirables. They do this all the motherfucking time. I'll give you an example. When somebody is making a post about, sexual assault and they use the word men instead of sexual assaulters, that casts a blanket on men. So there's going to be a whole bunch of dudes in there sitting there talking about, well, not all men, not all men. And then the conversation gets fucking deflected because somebody wanted to generalize. You see this all the motherfucking time on both sides. So when you have that conversation on a grand scale, you have people that will literally deflect the conversation and people actually fall for the deflection. So nothing gets solved.
So then the question then becomes, okay, how do you counteract that shit, that deflection?
By creating your topic. Yeah, and creating your own platform so that you dictate the conversation and you ensure that it doesn't get deflected. That's why things like the grapevine exist. That's why things like this podcast exist. That's why there's people that say dumb shit all the time, but they have big platforms because people agree with them. They're echo chambers. It's about finding the right people to have the conversation with so the problems get solved.
Facts.
And also not to be right, but to get it right.
Man, look, you ain't gotta like my women. You're gonna respect them now. That's all I ask. I don't care about anything. Maybe the conversation isn't needed because everybody does. It's a preference. I don't expect everybody to love my women the way I love my women. I don't expect. I expect you to respect my women the way I respect my women, because I will respect every woman the same way. See, it's all. I think the biggest issue is the fact that it's the black woman that's the conversation on why, when, where, whether or not. It's the fact that it's the black woman who's the option. It's the fact that it's our women who men choose to have this conversation about. I think that's the bigger issue. So, with me personally,
that was perfectly articulated, actually.
You know what I'm saying? I think I don't even care of whether you want them or not. The fact that the black race is the most optional race to date, apparently, to other races. You have a lot of white people who won't date us. A lot of other races who won't date us. You got our own type who won't date us. But you hear that more than you'll hear somebody say, I'll never date a white man. I'll never date a white woman. I'll never date a Spanish man. I'll never date a Spanish woman or an Asian man or Asian. You never hear about these other races more than you hear about us. When people say, I would rather not do anything. It doesn't even have to be dating. I would rather not walk down the street with a crowd of black people. Like, it's stuff like that. This. What makes you think that a crowd of white people won't beat you up just as bad as a crowd of black people would? Like, but it's the fact that this conversation is even brought up that should be the problem. But ultimately, I don't give a fuck who you like. I prefer a black woman. Now, if a Hispanic woman happens to cross my path and there are no black women in sight, then so be it. But me, you know, but me, what I've been raised by, what I've been introduced to, what I've seen all my life, what I've praised all my life, what helped me become the person that I am is exactly what I want, is what I am raising right now, a black woman. That's all. I mean, I don't expect a white man from Beverly Hills to say, I want to date a black woman. He wasn't around them. You weren't breeded around black women. You don't know the smell, the taste, the texture. You don't know how it feels to be around a real black woman the way we do. So I don't expect you to want that. So half of the black women who say they don't want to date a black man probably dated the worst of the worst and just didn't want to let go. So now all of a sudden you choosing to not want to date one of us because you didn't. The color doesn't make the person. I know a lot of black men who do fucked up shit, and I know a couple of white dudes who do. We, as a group in here, know a couple of non-black people who are fucked up in relationships.
Yeah.
And I don't even have to throw shots.
We had to get someone out of it.
We all know. We don't even got to throw shots. We all know. So I don't necessarily think the color of your skin or your background makes you a suitable person to date. You have good people, you have bad people, but the fact that the bad person is always labeled black is a problem when a lot of the 80, 70, 80, 90-year marriages, a lot of them are black. You see a lot of, you know what I'm saying, couples who've been together for years. You know, you see a lot of grandparents with 1,000 grandkids, with 1,000 great grandkids. This is a norm for us. Our normal isn't just one woman household. Mom did everything. Everybody wasn't raised like that. We can't go and put stereotypes on people the way they put stereotypes on us. The stereotypes we put on people are normal stereotypes. Asians can't drive, white person can't cook. The normal is not cool, but let's be real. This is how we normally think. This is how the average black person thinks. But we don't move as if this stereotype is going to change our life or is it going to ruin. But everybody else around us makes it seem like anything bad about a black person is going to ruin their life. Black people always playing loud music. What does that have to do with anything? Black woman is too aggressive. What does that have to do with anything? Why is that a problem? Why is that an issue? Why is everything that has to do with us an issue? I just feel like it's a bigger issue than just dating. Dating is just like poking the bear,
scratching the surface.
Basically, like, hey, what more don't you like? Oh, you don't like dating my black woman, so what more don't you like about my black woman? So, you know, are you intimidated by it? By them? Are you like jealous of them? Is it the fact that they make beauty look so easy and natural without even trying? Does that bother you? The fact that they gravitate and there is easy for the opposite sex to really be attached to them. Like, what's the, like, come on now. Like, let's not create a big problem. Let's not create I don't want to make a scene for a small problem. This is a small issue. not being. Come on, really? Who can contain a black woman like a black man? So why do we even trip anymore? Hey, y'all don't have to have them. We can. It's more for us.
Shit.
So the more the merrier. I love my black women. So hey, cool. That's fine.
All right. I've been saying this all 2020. And I've been saying this, fuck with people that fuck with you. So that's always been my slogan. I understand a lot of people feel like this. So I don't really judge them no way, no how, but I can't say I understand. Sometimes I don't understand. Probably because I'm a talkative person. I talk to everybody. It's like I understand it. I guess that's what I say. I guess, but then again, like I understand, like coming up to a person and say hi is really nerve wracking for a lot of people. But if I learned anything from my man Jutal, I don't care who you is, we gonna come up to you at least say hi. So I always tell people without being real creepy, like try to be like my man Jutal and just at least walk up to him and say hi. The worst they can say is no. But I know a lot of people can like say really bad words. Um, but I do, in a way, I do feel that girl because I've seen it in person where like a lot of people they're afraid to talk to somebody because they either they don't like them or maybe you don't even like black people and all that other stuff. But how do you, if anything? So let me ask you this, Father. How do you get that out of a person? Like get that type of feeling out of a person, or do they have to find that way themselves?
It has to be cultivated in an environment. She has to be in an environment where she knows that she's beautiful and she is told every day that she is beautiful. And that's how you start. So, like, while I don't think it'll completely reverse it, I do think it can get better though. Because obviously, as black people, we go through a lot of trauma. Like, us as black men, as soon as we're born into this earth, the first thing we hear is that we ain't shit. And we hear that shit all of our lives. I'm pretty sure all of you can relate to that. We ain't shit. We've heard that shit all of our lives.
Yeah.
So, we've been.
I know I ain't shit, but whatever.
You know what I'm saying? But that's
the problem. That's the problem.
that's the problem.
I'm
You
somebody.
know yeah, like
I
I'm
ain't
a
shit.
somebody.
And when I say that, not in the sense of I'm some lazy ass nigga. I ain't gonna do shit with myself. I ain't gonna be shit. This that and third. Just personality wise, I ain't shit. I laugh at every fucking thing. I don't take shit seriously. Like I'm that type of I ain't shit.
Yeah, well, but if that's the case, then everybody ain't shit then, because everybody does that.
I've
So
laughed at some dark ass shit.
yeah, like everybody does that. So my thing is, why is it that like Q said, when it's black men, when it's black people, it's always negative. Always. It could be something as innocent as like you said, or when I say I ain't shit, I'm talking about I laugh at everything and shit like that. But when it's us, it's negative. It's something that we get killed for. You feeling what I'm saying? So but back to the question, it's like cultivating that environment so that they can understand that they are beautiful people and they don't need, not that they don't need the validation, but they need to understand that black men, like, we fuck with our women. And I feel like
But
black women,
as black men, we have to learn other ways to express how our gratitude towards the black woman. Sometimes saying it isn't enough. You know what I'm saying?
that's true.
Showing it, showing our appreciation, starting to do more, you know what I'm saying? Defending our black women, you know what I'm saying? Being able to just show more than just saying, hey, shorty, you look
that part
good.
right there.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, shorty, that's old. That's 2003, man. We grown. We too old for that. We got to learn how to get back to the basics. You know what I'm saying? We see a lot of our grandparents and parents, you know what I'm saying, stay together and love each other because the men had to put in the footwork for real back then. They really had to go to the door, knock at the door, meet the parent, talk to the parent, take the girl out, bring the girl back by a reasonable time, and do that until they got to a point where they even got a first kiss. We got to get to that. We got to start appreciating the time that we get from these black women because, hey, apparently they don't want us like that. So we got to start appreciating it.
See, The one thing I've been saying for the longest is what you like is what you like. It is what it is. But never disrespect that from whence you came.
Which is the problem. Like that's the biggest problem. And when you try to reverse that, you come to find out if the niggas that do the shit are the ones that gonna fight you. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been in plenty of arguments because I just so happen to, support a black woman or, back up a black woman and she like getting into some shit. And then I gotta deal with this ashy ass nigga from wherever the fuck he in his feelings because apparently he don't like the fact that I'm bigging up the sisters. I've always dealt with that shit. But at the same time, I know where it comes from. You know what I'm saying? I know the destruction of the black man. I know the destruction of the black. We are a destroyed people. And not only are we a destroyed people, we are a people that use our destruction as entertainment. You know what I'm saying? We perpetuate very harmful narratives that has been normalized within us because we've been so fucked up. So when you're trying to heal that shit, you know what I'm saying? The shit is gonna come across in videos like that. The shit is gonna come across in the way black men talk about black women and how black women talk about black men.
It's very ironic that we're having this conversation. I'm gonna be honest, because I literally just had like it was a very shorter conversation, and it was literally what type of woman you would prefer. And I wasn't even in the conversation, but I heard somebody talk about it, and the first thing I said was, "Nah, man, I need a black woman." But it's just in my nature. It's
literally.
It's literally in my nature. Like it's like I can't. It's true. I literally heard somebody I've known for years literally say, "Nah, I want to date like a Latino or a Spanish girl because they take care of you more and is less back talking, is less going back and forth, and it's less drama and it's all this." And I'm literally watching. I promise you, this is no exaggeration. It's probably either today or yesterday. I'm sorry, I get high, but it's true.
At least he's honest. At least he's honest.
As I said, it was either today or yesterday, but it was probably yesterday because yesterday was sunny outside. So yeah, it was yesterday, and he said this, and I literally stopped him. I was like, "Look, I don't know your definition of nurturing, and my definition of nurturing is different. But like a woman just taking care of me hand and foot, that's no fun. It doesn't amuse me. That doesn't excite me. Like I didn't even like my mom doing it. That's why I left. So I don't think I want to leave my mother's house and be in a relationship with somebody who's going to basically make my life like there's no excitement. I want to go to dinner and I don't want to have to say nothing if my meal is fucked up. Like, do you see how that's making your life easier because I'm too good of a person to be like, "Hey, you fucked up my shit. Take it back." But I know my girl would. So I'm gonna be if my meal ain't good, I'm gonna be like, "Babe, look at this. Man, they didn't put whistles on my thing. I don't know what to do, baby. Don't even worry about it. Let me go ahead. Excuse me. See, what? That's love. That's respect. That's just her caring. That's nurturing. Like, nah, my man paid for this meal.
See, I gotta watch it.
Won't be perfect. Like I like an attitude,
especially
like
if you allergic to certain shit. Oh shit!
Like that's nurturing. Like my mom did that stuff for me. Like I didn't like onions, pickles, tomatoes on my sandwich. I remember my mother cussed. I didn't even know you can call McDonald's. I'm like 8. I didn't even know you can call. I didn't even know McDonald's had a number. But Subway somehow.
I think it's actually on the bag.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. It's on the back of the bag. I was like 3 weeks ago. Was when I found out the number was actually on the bag. But long story short, she literally called the McDonald's. Mind you, she's nowhere but like 2 minutes away from the McDonald's. But because they put onions on my sandwich, she called and cussed them out for about 20 minutes. And throughout that 20 minutes, all I did was pick the onions off my sandwich. But the fact that she did it is just the dedication of you will not fuck up.
That's devotion right there, man.
Yes,
you can't beat that.
Hard.
You can't beat that.
We work hard. We are dedicated.
That's devotion right there, man.
We had the audacity to come into your establishment and spend our money. You could at least give us our food the right way. Like just because they're aggressive doesn't mean that's not the narrative that they have. You just think
I actually like that aggressive shit.
It's like
this is me. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, about to say, see, what the thing is just like people look at what it's like they're blind to the actual meaning behind certain things. Black women are passionate. They care. Just because they roll their neck. And we got flavor, man. We not, you know what I'm saying? We got a little seasoning salt in our stuff. You know what I'm saying? We put barbecue sauce on our burgers when we grill them. Come on, man. Like, we different. Like, you go and get a little saucy when it comes to a black woman. But in reality, it's very simple. It's everything that she wants is simple. It doesn't take much to please a black woman. Like, it doesn't. Like, what other races don't realize, it takes way less to please a black woman than it does any other race.
I wouldn't say all that, but
I would.
I wasn't. But and this is just a personal thing. I'm not saying they like the whole panel don't have to agree with me or not, but this is just a personal thing. I said, like everything that the black woman said, the whole stereotypes they don't like. I actually like those stereotypes, and I'm using quotation marks in them because I don't. Because, like when they say black women are always angry, I was like, well, they got to be angry for a reason. Or, they always have attitude. It's like they got to have an attitude for a reason. It's like, but I've always seen, like, the feminine, we've all seen the feminine side of black women. And once you get that, it's very beautiful. It's a very beautiful thing. But I've always said, like, they're angry for a reason. Just like yo, a white man, when they're fucking shit pissed off, they're fucking pissed off for a reason. It's just.
Shit, look.
I don't know. I tell people I don't know how that really got to him, but but like I said, that's a personal thing. I know black women hate those stereotypes. So I said I kind of like that. It's like it shows that you don't take no shit because a lot of people would just sit there and take the shit. But I was like,
that. Hey,
yeah,
black women ain't having that shit. I don't give.
I was about to say, a sister ain't having that shit. It's like it's something like you said, something fucked up. They'll let you know.
Right.
And anybody know me, I'm a modest person. I'll be like, man, don't worry about it. I'll pick it off. I'll figure it out. Don't even worry about it. No, don't even touch it.
And that's how most black men are. We charge it to the game. That's
how we are. But that black woman is just a reminder. Like, no, you need to get what you deserve because you pay for it just like anybody else. It's only right. It's only right. Like who doesn't want somebody who that's what being a team player is. That's all it is, being a team player. I don't understand it. I love you, black woman. See, I ain't about to get into this.
Yo, Tony, you here?
Well, they ain't said nothing all this time.
I know he here, but it's just I was just wondering. All right, but any last word before we move on to our next topic?
Hey, shout out my man Tony, man. He don't say nothing, but he always here. He probably can't say nothing now. Shout out to you, cuz.
All right. The next topic I want to talk about. Did any of y'all watch the versus series between Isley Brothers and Earth, Wind, and Fire?
Hey, who the fuck told Ronald Isley to go Ultra Instinct with his beard, man? My man, hey, I had to go back and
I did not know that was Ronald Isley until he took his hat off.
Hey, I didn't even know he grew. Who knew he can grow facial hair? Like he been 50 my entire life. And then all of a sudden he got a beard, man. Like, come on, man. He looked like the what's my man name? One of the the Gerald Leverts.
He looked like a Levert.
He looked like a Levert with the beard on, man. He looked like himself.
Yo, when I tell you, I was like, yo, who is this nigga in the beard? And then it was like, oh, that's Ronald Isley. I said, oh, shit.
And then he had the audacity to have the beard matching his fur coat. I was like, yeah, you the goat.
That's a pimp for you, man. You got to coordinate.
That's got old school shit, man.
My man had the beard matching the goddamn coat.
Yo, that chinchilla was sweet, wasn't it?
Yeah. Hey, but let me tell you why I didn't like it. And
you didn't like the chinchilla?
No, not the chinchilla. Let me tell you why I did. It's only one reason why I didn't like the live, and go ahead and start laughing, Ray.
Go ahead.
Because of Steve fucking
He
Harvey.
wasn't bad. He
Hold
was
on,
not bad.
Wait. Now, was it because of Steve Harvey or was it because of that hat?
First of all, anything on Steve Harvey's head, I don't believe in it no more. Like, I feel like he's lied to me my entire life. So I don't trust anything on his head. I don't give a fuck what it is. I don't trust it. That might not be a real hat. It might be an illusion. It doesn't even matter.
I mean, shit, Steve
His hairpiece has been a
Harvey.
lie. I don't want to hear nothing.
He
His
ain't.
hairpiece was a lie. I don't want to hear it. His hairpiece was a lie. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, they kind of got on him about his hairpiece.
Yeah, I will never forgive Steve Harvey for lying to me like that. But other than that, like, he's just that annoying uncle that just gotta have a comment after he's like, yeah, but you remember that thing that you did back in the day. Boy, me and your mama used to ride down the street in that pace with that goddamn music, boy. That's what
I
Steve
do
Harvey.
but I feel like anybody, like if I was with my favorite group, I'd probably act like that too.
Yeah, he did.
Like,
He did. He loves Earth, Wind, and Fire. That I do know. I do know that nigga. That dude. Well, I ain't gonna say it, but I do know he was an Earth, Wind, and Fire fanatic. So it was cool. It was nice though. It was real good.
yeah.
My man hair
Go ahead.
still slick back though. From Earth, Wind, and Fire. I don't know. He still got that slick back, man. He's shiny as a motherfucker. He the only person shinier than Jermaine Jackson.
Oh shit! Stop that shit! Stop
And we
that
know
shit!
Nah, Jermaine shiny, nigga.
Jackson. Hey, let me tell you something.
I mean,
Jermaine Jackson. Hey, I ain't never seen nobody sideburns shinier.
but sometimes you just gotta be shiny.
Man, look, no, fuck no, nope. Jermaine Jackson is shinier than the first look at the new 2K game that they give you with the sweat on the arm.
Yo, when you give out the ratings,
Yeah,
the picture, and they always sweating.
And they always sweating. And they try to make it look good, like the new game about to be like that, but it looked like the old one. They just put brand new sweat on there. That's what he looked like.
But
yeah, I'm going there tonight.
Okay, but let me ask this question. Just going back, just trying to stay on the subject of this versus battle. Like, what's your favorite song from each of them? From the Isley Brothers and Earth, Wind, and Fire?
I don't really know my favorite song from Earth, Wind, and Fire. I would have to wing that one. But
for me, for Earth, Wind, and Fire, Fantasy.
Let me see. The Isley Brothers. Oh man. Oh dang! What is my favorite Isley song?
For the Isleys, it's a toss up. For me, it's a toss up between "For the Love of You" and "Between the Sheets."
I'm about to say I already got mine. I'm just waiting on Q to figure out his.
I wanna be leaving for the love of you. Is that it? Yeah, that might be it.
That's For the Love of You.
Yeah, that might be it.
Okay, mine is also For the Love of You. And I know people don't know me, but when I used to go to conventions before COVID shut everything down, like every Sunday morning, I would play For the Love of You by Ronald Isley. And that was just my little tradition to myself. But that's how much I love this song. For Earth, Wind, and Fire. For Earth, Wind, and Fire is obviously Let's Groove Tonight, but also Brazilian Rhyme. Most people don't. It's the body. That shit. I've always liked that song. But yeah. But I didn't mind Steve Harvey. But you know why he said like he was talking so much during the first half? Did you hear why he was talking so much in the first half?
Go ahead. No, I don't know.
He was because I was listening to his radio show and he said they never watched verses, nor did him. So they thought they were just gonna sit down and listen to the music. They didn't know they was gonna actually sing it. So what Steve does, he was like, well, him being on the radio, you know what they say, there's no dead end on radio. So he had to talk. So by the time we get to the second half, when they got into the groove, that's when that's when most of it started flowing. And
so he was
I
really
didn't mind Steve. I thought Steve Harvey did a good job, but the beats were funny. The one where he said he looked like Darkwing Duck, I kind of got a laugh out of that.
Again, it's that hat.
Yeah, my man did look like Darkwing Duck, man.
It was that
It was the hat. It was the hat. It was the Easter suit with the Halloween tie, as Cat Williams would say.
I mean, see, here's the thing. It always got to be a nigga in a purple suit, man. It always got to be a nigga in a purple suit.
Yeah,
purple
is the color of royalty.
Shout out to the Boondocks, man. There's always got to be a nigga in a purple suit.
Purple's the color of royalty, baby.
Y'all want to know something sad?
What?
The music y'all talking about, like the Ronald Isleys and stuff like that, I never really heard of their music.
Yes,
that's probably why you wasn't so interested in the verses.
Yeah, because like I know of them, you know what I'm saying? Ronald Isley, like I can even remember like 2003 hits, like he did with R. Kelly and shit like that. Like I remember those songs, right? But like the way back songs, I don't know none of that shit because like I'm in a Ghanaian house, so I mainly grew up, with that type of music. So I never really got into like the Ronald Isleys and like the real classics. You know what I'm saying?
All I'm gonna say is YouTube is a wonderful thing, man.
I mean, yeah.
Oh no, you know what, y'all? My bad. My favorite song.
Nah, with stuff like that, you got to give them a playlist.
My favorite song by the Isleys is "Footsteps in the Dark."
That's a good song.
Oh yes.
I keep hearing footsteps, baby.
One thing I think I like as a hip hop head that you can hear all the samples that was playing. Like,
As
soon as
like,
I heard between the sheets, I was like, "Oh, that's Big Papa."
Yeah. Did you like the fact that my man said, "I love it when you call me Big Papa" before he started singing?
Yo, I kind of popped for that. I'm not even gonna lie. I kind of popped for that because I'm a Biggie fan. So it's just like,
oh yeah, I was like, he fuck with this song.
Correct for wrong, but I think he met Biggie.
I'm pretty sure
that's Ronald Isley.
This is Mr.
You know what I need? I think I need a 70s phase, a black 70s phase. I think that's what I need.
You would like it. If you listen to hip hop, you'd be like, damn, this is where it's sampled from. It's like him, the Ozzy Brothers, Earth, Wind and Fire, James Brown, and I would say Marvin Gaye is probably one of the most sampled people that you will ever hear. Like,
again, if you going into that area, look up the Commodores too.
I mean, I know. But I know their names, but I never really like got deep into the music. That's what I'm saying.
I understand. I understand completely.
But like,
don't worry, that's gonna put your playerism up 1,000 points, probably.
Yeah, that's true.
I promise you.
But it's like, but at the same time, it's like I'm content because I grew up with like my country shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
I appreciate that so much because like it taught me the language, it taught me about my culture. I'm very like close to my culture. So I love that because you look at most American kids that come from ethnic backgrounds, like most of them are Americanized. They can't speak their native tongues. That is so fucking sad. So I'm glad that I got to keep that. You know what I'm saying?
It's because it's not required here.
I think it should be. But that's just me. That's a personal thing. I don't think that should be law, but I think that's a personal thing. Like I wish I could like speak Spanish fluently because my grandparents are Panamanian. But
facts, same.
Like I'm too Americanized. Like when I hear my grandparents speak fluent Spanish, I get kind of jealous. Even though he taught me a little bit, but it's just
you didn't grow up with it.
Yeah, I didn't grow up with it, and being around Riverdale is a bunch of Latino people, and it's just like I kind of like just want to have a conversation with. Even though I know slang is different in like plenty Spanish terms, but it's just the fact that I kind of wanted to know. But that's just me. I would say this, Father, if you would give me some of your the music you grew up with, I would probably send you a playlist of some '70s songs that I think you would like.
I could do that.
Because like some of the songs you've already sent me, I've like the one where you said he was a pastor, and like the video you sent me where he was doing a cabbage patch around all the women. I
Yeah,
still,
fucking Papa She.
yeah, I still love that video.
Somebody
He
doing a
just looks
cabbage
so
patch
damn
around
happy.
women.
Bro, nah, he was getting it in that video.
Oh, you gotta send me the video, Ray. I gotta see it.
Yeah, send me the video game wise, and I'll send it to Q.
Yeah, I gotta see anybody cabbage patching around women. I gotta see it.
It's a great video. It's an old video, but it's a great video.
That's why I
That
want to see
was
it.
on in the 90s.
Cabbage patch around. Oh yeah, it
You
gotta
gotta
be.
see. I just gotta find the phone.
Okay. Any last words before we move on to our final topic?
Nah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sending
All
it
right.
to you.
All right, gentlemen. This whole week has kind of been a really rough week for my man Earl, aka Darkman X, aka DMX, and he's
AKA
finally,
Damien.
aka Damien, and he's finally passed away. So, anybody want to start saying their condolences to DMX?
I want to start because mine is gonna be super quick. DMX, like this man is a legend for what he did to the culture, like and how iconic that man was, and how like close he was to us. Like he was a very vulnerable man, and I find that so powerful. Because look at the respect he's getting. Like everybody was praying for this man, and I think like when you get to that point, you've become a legend. Like you are never being forgotten. That is your contribution to the world, and this is so amazing. You've made life for us. Like this man was a treasure, and I'm just like glad that he's not suffering. You know what I'm saying? To be brain like, I'm just glad he's at peace now. I just want DMX to be in perfect peace and harmony. So,
Man, to add to what you just said, man. Again, like when I was still in New York as a kid or whatever, when DMX was like in his prime, you know what I'm saying? Like this is one of them. This one of you know how certain people, they come into town, they come to certain places, certain areas, like everything stopped for this motherfucker. DMX was one of them niggas. Like I'm especially. It's hard to even come up with the right words to like really bring together what this dude meant. Not just in New York City, but like to hip hop in general. Because it's like when back late '90s, early 2000s when it was all about who was the best dressed, who was the flies, and this, that, and the third. No, like DMX shut all that shit down. He brought the gangster back to gangster rap, man. This man was a literal god up in the city.
Oh, is it my turn?
Yeah, go ahead, Q.
See, Damien to me was like he was like a ghetto angel. Damien was reality in the industry. He was the most realistic artist you could like. If you wanted to be anybody and you had the best chance to like, if you really wanted to mold yourself into any artist and still be the same, DMX would be one person that you do. DMX was loyal. He was, even in his prime, we could talk about him just as an artist. DMX in his prime was one of the best overall. It wasn't, he had hits. His first 3, I think it was his first 5 albums debuted at number 1. His first 2 movies debuted at number 1. Like, just if we go about accolades, just in his short, because when you think, I mean, I can't say it hasn't really been short, but when you think about it, it's really been like only 20 years, and he's just like, he's been great. And I remember there was a documentary that aired, I want to say on BT, and it was about him. And I believe, Ray, it was called Road to Redemption.
Yeah, he had his own series.
Yeah, and that series is where I really, really enjoyed and started to really get, closer to just who, what I'm saying, DMX was, and the issues he went through, and the problems, and the drug addiction, and just the life that he lived. And the man didn't go to sleep, and it was just so much he went through. And just for him to be like, he was truly, like, he was a goat. He was beyond his time. Oh man, like he stood toe to toe with legends, with like these aren't light people. I still remember the rap battle he did with Jay-Z in backstage. What was that, Summer Jam, Ray?
Yeah.
And like he stood toe to toe. It's just, he was one of those people, like, even at award shows, if he randomly came out and just did a song, people went crazy. Ray, what's our favorite video, Ray? DMX singing the Rudolph Red-Nosed the Reindeer song.
Yeah, I love that video.
Like, that is probably one of the greatest videos ever. And it's like he was genuinely himself. He didn't do it for a facade. He didn't do it for publicity. He didn't do it to be seen. He was himself. It was like, I'm not even gonna lie, it's like a real fan. I didn't want him to, like, really, like, I didn't understand it at first. When somebody really dies, like, you like, no, I don't want you to die, stay longer. But then when you realize what he's going through, it's like, damn, man. But just to see how many people he touched, and how many people, just think about how many people he did songs with. Like, how many people he did videos with. We just watched him do a verses with Snoop Dogg. Like, literally, we just watched them do it, and everybody, it was one of the most entertaining ones. To see him.
That's one of my that's like top 3 verses for me.
Yeah, like, just to see, he was singing Beautiful with Snoop Dogg. Like, that was amazing. Like, oh my God, man. And then there's a story about Cassidy talking about, I mean, not Cassidy, it's a story about Murder Mook talking about how DMX used to battle rap, and he had real dogs doing ad libs while he was rapping. Like,
Yeah, I saw that story. I was like, yo, I wish I was there for that. I'd have probably went crazy.
Dog, I would have, that if I would have seen that, I probably would have considered him the greatest of all time. The fact that you got live dogs to ad lib exactly when they wanted to. But yeah, DMX does. He got one of my favorite songs ever, How It's Going Down.
Shit.
Like,
my favorite song from X is always gonna be Slipping.
Everybody loves Slipping.
Everybody loves Slipping. Mine is Who We Be.
Me personally, if I want to talk about just like,
matter of fact, can I name 3? Can I name 3?
Storyline. It was the story behind it. But go ahead.
Top 3 songs from DMX for me got to be Slipping, Here We Go Again, and You Don't Gotta Go Home with Monica.
I like Here We Go Again. I like, dang. Wow, man. I like Damien. Damien was fire.
Damien was dope.
I love Damien.
Damien was fire. But How's It Going Down, man? That's probably one of the greatest storylines I ever heard on a song ever. Besides Love Song. I mean, yeah.
What?
But that's probably one of my favorite songs ever. Like really being like, man, DMX was different. He was one of his own. Like he was one of those people you can't mimic him.
Ironclad, man. Ironclad.
Oh my God,
Period.
like he was just. It was just so. It was just 2021, son of a bitch. God damn it.
Yo, one thing I would say about DMX, that man is a multi-talented individual. That man can act. That man can rap. Like he even made gangsters listen to gospel music. Like he, that man, yo, there's not like you gonna hear a lot of people say it, but there's no other individual like DMX. It's like highly imitated but never duplicated. But that man, like in every movie I watch, he's done a really good job. Belly,
Oh, Belly is one of my favorite movies.
Yes.
Man.
Romeo Must Die. Even though he had
Right.
the little thing Romeo Must Die, I liked him in that.
Cradle
Like
to the Grave.
Cradle to the Grave. Like that man was a dope actor. It's like one of the few rappers that turned into actors that I respect. It's like him, LL Cool J, and not Tupac. Yeah, Tupac. But
Because the thing about X in the movies he played, he more or less played himself.
I mean, yeah, but he was still good. It's like,
yeah.
Have you ever heard some rap, like not even rappers, but like rappers and or NBA ball players just like doing shows and like you could tell like their acting is terrible, but they got to play themselves.
Nah, DMX was a great actor.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. You played which one was it? 2K15, where they had just random basketball players and like what was one of them? And they had to do voiceovers and it was terrible. Like in one of the 2K games. I think Q, you know what I'm talking about. In my career, you had to talk to one of the basketball players and it was bad.
Oh yeah.
DeMarcus Cousins was bad. There's a couple others. They were just bad. You could tell.
DeMarcus Cousins was terrible. I'm trying to think. It was another dude that was horrible.
He was on Cleveland.
Yes. Oh, Dion Waiters.
Yes, Dion Waiters. Like
fucking garbage, boy.
Yo. Look, I don't care what anybody say. Acting is tough to do. Even if you're playing yourself, that shit is still tough to do. Michael Jordan, people get mad at Michael Jordan, but all Michael Jordan did was walk up and shake his head and say, "Come on, Bugs. Come on, Bugs."
That's it.
That's it.
He did nothing.
Hey, man,
his role in Belly was so. People don't. The movie Belly was so great. It was because it was about two people. It was about one guy who was trying to change his life. It was about another guy who wanted to continue to live the same life. But you see, as time went by and how things got worse, he started to understand his growth throughout that movie was just so great, man. I could just talk. Oh my God, I love Belly.
Yeah, Belly is a great movie. Also, but his music is par for the course. I might even do a classic review on Cradle to not Cradle, but it's Dark and Hell is Hot.
Fire.
That's a fire album. I might just do a classic. I might just go back and do that one just for DMX, and I might do a classic review on that just because I know everybody's on that DMX type right now, and everybody listens to old albums and all that other stuff.
You gotta go to the Smack DVD DMX, man.
Man, yeah,
I'm trying to think now. You got like what would you say was his like absolute best album?
It's Dark and Hell is Hot.
Dark and Hell is Hot. There's nothing better than that.
On Wednesday,
Grand Champ is also good. And what was the one after his Dark as Hell is Hot?
Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood.
Yeah, Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood. Yeah, right there. Those are classics. But yeah. Rest in peace, DMX. I hope you find peace in the afterlife, and like I hate to see you go, but at least we know you're at peace right now.
Right.
So, any last words before we move on to our final thoughts?
Nah.
This man once said on my favorite song from him, Slipping, to live is to suffer, and to survive is to find meaning in the suffering. If you listen to this cat at all, he's clearly survived a lot. So again, rest in very, very well earned and deserved peace.
Facts.
Also, I meant to say this, and I don't know why it slipped my mind because it was supposed to be the first thing I say. Other than lyricism, which I do respect, and DMX has lyricism, my favorite thing about rap is like rappers is their rap voices. DMX is by far has the greatest rap voice in rap history to me. Is like him.
Oh
I think Tyler Creator has a great rap voice. Busta Rhymes, LL Cool J, Jay Z. Is like those are some of the big rap voices that I respect. But if you tell me who's number one on that list, is DMX. From just his rapping to his raw style to his barking to his ad libs and everything. Yeah, DMX definitely got it.
With X, he wasn't just spitting a song or he had this way of channeling emotion that just went unfucking matched. That's the thing about DMX. The way he channeled it, like all his emotion, anger, all that through unfucking matched.
All right. Now, on that note, we about to get into our final thoughts, and we're going to start with Dion.
You always start with me.
I started with you last week.
And the week before that. Man.
I got OCD, man. So, it's like, nah, but, I always try to keep some things in order. Go ahead, Dion.
Man, just what the fuck happened to Q? I don't know. Just I done said everything I want to say about DMX and shit. Just his hoping for a good WrestleMania. That starts tomorrow night.
Okay, all right. Tony, you still there or last call for Tony? No. Father, you can go ahead.
You still here? I'm just.
It's my final thoughts.
Oh wait, Tony.
Yeah.
You got any final
Tony?
thoughts? Yeah.
What's up, Tony?
Yeah, I'm just listening to everybody. Really nothing to say right now.
Well, we're on final thoughts right now. You got any final thoughts?
Oh, was it to me or Tony?
Tony.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
No. Nah, not really, but yeah, nothing really.
All right. Go ahead, Father. It's on you.
Here's my final thoughts.
Yes, sir.
I guess my final thoughts is you know what? I love y'all, man. Y'all are good people. Y'all some good brothers. I'm just grateful to have y'all. That's all.
Love you too, brother.
Word.
And Dion, your wrestling opinions are shitty.
Just for you saying that, I hope Sasha Banks beat Bianca Belair ass. How about that?
No, you don't.
You know what? You can try. But she's gonna retain, so I don't care.
I hope Bianca whoops Sasha ass. Just for you saying that. Fuck that.
See, there we go.
Okay. I hope everybody has a great weekend. And one thing, I guess, because it kind of bothers me today, other than DMX passing away, I got into another argument with someone I shouldn't be getting into an argument with because it's always the same shit. But I just want to say this: if you're going to put out something, please have context behind it, because if like it's one thing to like want to prove your point to someone, but it's best to have context and details behind it. That way, your point doesn't look like it is valid and not just being just a stupid opinion that comes out of your ass. All right. There was a video he showed me. I guess some white people, some black people jumping white people and all that stuff, and he wanted to show people like that was evil. And when I asked him like, what is the story behind it, the content, he goes, I don't know, but it's evil though, right? And I'm like, it has no context behind it. Like those could be child traffickers for all I know. Like the white people could be child traffickers for all I know. They probably beat them for a reason. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand, like, things happen and all that other stuff, but like I would at least like to have some context behind it. Just like the same thing I say about Quavo Sweetie or like anything else. It's like I can't look at stuff without some context behind it. That way I know what really happened. It's like please have so if you're gonna at least try to put something out there, please have context behind it because you look like a fucking idiot when I ask you what's the story and you don't know shit. And but it's my fault because I knew that shit was going to happen because every time I like have a argument or debate with this dude, he never comes up with fucking content. But that's just my fault right there. Q, welcome back. Do you have any final thoughts?
Final thoughts. Oh yeah, I do. I want everybody who's listening to this podcast in this podcast. Um, love everybody, dog. 'Cause we don't know what will happen in these next few days, years. We have to appreciate who's around us, who inspire us, who gives us motivation to do certain things, who, a word of encouragement, anything, anybody who instills any type of positivity towards us or anything that we do, we have to start celebrating them now. I've seen a lot of artists mention this, and it made a lot of sense. But that we wait until somebody's on their deathbed or near death or hurt or dead to celebrate their success or their contribution towards what they did in the world. But we have to start celebrating them now. We have to start appreciating these iconic people who leave positive influences towards us and those who come after us. We can't wait until they're dying. We can't wait until something bad happens. It'd have been amazing for him to feel this love before he died. It could have helped him. We probably wouldn't be in the situation that we're in now if he would have felt more love than he did. I mean, we don't know, but it doesn't hurt to try. I love everybody in this podcast because we all have different backgrounds, different aspects, and different points of view, but we all managed to come together and put on a great conversation for people outside of this podcast to listen and just like Ray said, hear us talk our shit. So I'm in this part. I mean, my last words is more positivity. You know what I'm saying? Love everybody around you. If you haven't told your friend you love them, tell them you love them. If you haven't told that person you appreciate them, let them know, because you don't know if tomorrow will be the last time or if you'll ever have a chance to say it again. So yeah.
Don't wait till someone's in their grave to give them their flowers, basically.
That's it. Hey, Beyond, my homie, even though some of your wrestling, things are blasphemous, everything Max Kellerman says is blasphemous, but we love him anyway too.
See, Fada said the same shit, and I was about to take your side on the Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks thing, man. But now, fuck both of y'all.
I was about to say, so who you gonna pick now, Dion? Who you gonna pick
You know
now?
what? Fuck both of y'all. You know what? Fuck
Hey,
both of y'all. I hope the match end in a draw. Fuck both of y'all.
hey, no, hey, because I didn't want you to pick my side anyway. Because as soon as you said Bianca Belair, father instantly said that Sasha was going to win because you chose her. So
You know
I'm
what?
not
Fuck both
sure.
of y'all. I hope the match ends in a draw. How about that? Fuck y'all.
Maybe I should root for Sasha Banks so she can lose.
Like I said, fuck fuck
Here
both of
come,
y'all. I hope
here
the match
comes,
ends in a draw.
here comes father. No, but nah,
I hope it ends in a draw. I hope it ends in a double fucking count out.
but no.
Motherfucker.
In all serious note, Dion, I appreciate you just being around, just being the one of the older minds in this group. You know, father, you're always just straightforward. You've never been scared to say anything out your mouth. You're just honest. You're yourself. You know, man. Man, you go way back. So I appreciate just being a friend. And Ray, I can sit here and talk about how much I ain't about to do all that, but I appreciate you like the brother I never have, and I got plenty of brothers, but I don't have a brother like you. So yeah, we gotta learn to love each other, man. You never know when is the last time your eyes will be open.
Love you, Q.
Love you too, my guys.
I love all y'all. All right, and as always, fuck with people that fuck with you. Go where you're celebrated and not tolerated. I would like to thank the panel for jumping on again. I would like to thank for all y'all for listening to hear us talk our shit again. I'd like to thank Jissy for finally fixing this shit so I can go at least an hour without this shit cutting off again. Thank you, Jissy.
Nice.
Till then, this is Let Me Just Say podcast, and I'm signing out. Peace.
Peace.
Thanks.